What's up, guys? It's Keski here, and welcome back to another prediction video once again. And it's finally time for another prediction video. This time it's Miami Grand Prix weekend. And this time I actually have Jamie with me. Jamie, welcome back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Yes, you are. How are you feeling?
Good. Tired. Looking forward to the weekend. Obviously, we've had a week without F1, so looking forward to being back. And it's a sprint weekend, so
Yes, it is. It is very exciting to see another sprint. Maybe we can see another winner, a new winner. Who knows?
maybe.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
actually yeah. Well, you'll see. I think our predictions will say a lot.
I think they will for sure, and I might have gone a little spicy route. Maybe you have too. We'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see how it unfolds. So just a quick little recap of last time in Saudi for the predictions for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, where I had you had a sub in Elias,
Yep. Yep.
who did your predictions, and we're actually gonna take a look at how we did for the Saudi race.
Oh yes, because I don't know actually.
No, you don't know. No, that's right.
No.
He had some very interesting picks for his
Oh
predictions. Little Ferrari delusion, I would say, but it was very enjoyable.
Okay.
And
Let's hear these. Because I think I had a small lead over you going into that race, didn't I?
yeah, you had. So yeah, after Bahrain, you were in the lead with 9-7,
Okay.
2 point lead there.
2 point lead. Okay.
So let me go through the Saudi Arabian real quick and see what the scores are like after Saudi. So in the biggest good surprise, your sub in Elias picked Antonelli for biggest good surprise, and I did too.
Okay.
So we both had the same.
Okay. On another note, really quickly, have you seen the Racing Bulls livery?
Oh yeah, I have. Dang,
I think that's gorgeous.
it's sick.
It
It
is.
is very beautiful and very cool, and a very Miami kind of vibe.
Yeah. I'm surprised Mercedes haven't unveiled one because they've got new merch, they've got new hats,
That's
they've got new
true.
helmets.
It's true. Do you think they will?
Mm. Well, I think it's too late now on Thursday.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Surely the cars would have been seen by now.
Yeah. True. But what about Ferraris though?
What? What do you mean? Oh yes, I did see that. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah,
And I'm a big fan of Ferrari, but I think it is vile.
yeah, yes, yeah. It's not very.
I don't mind it from the front, like from the front where you can see the front and the rear wing in white and blue, and then you can see the red. But it's the second you can see it from the side, and then you see the white and the black on the back of the car.
Yeah.
White and the blue. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what to say really about it. But.
Yeah, and they've extended the DRS zone, and they've bought softer tires, so maybe it's more interesting Miami than normal.
Nice. Okay, I didn't realize that they've done that. So
yeah,
that's interesting. Very interesting. So the results from Saudi: Antonelli finished in P6 in Saudi.
Yeah,
just behind Russell, about 7-8 seconds.
Yeah,
Is that?
I think he had a good race. I don't think it's biggest good surprise.
No.
Although, who would you say was biggest good surprise if it isn't Antonelli? I think that's what we need to look at.
I'd say it's Charles Leclerc for sure. He got a podium.
Yeah. Actually, he drove beyond what that Ferrari should have been able to do. He held off Lando.
Mm-hmm.
That or Williams for getting double points.
Williams. True. So I
think either of those, or maybe even Piastri because he just drove fantastic all weekend.
True. But I'd say
any
that's
of those three, but not Antonelli.
That's no points for us there.
Yep. No, agreed. I don't think any points.
The next category, which was biggest flop, we had Elias had Verstappen as his biggest flop, and I had Red Bull as my biggest flop. And
well, Verstappen definitely wasn't a biggest flop.
No, it was not.
And Tsunoda did crash.
He did.
But Max was also second on the podium, so it's like.
Yeah, I think for a team, as we said before in previous videos, if you pick a team for any category, it has to be both drivers.
I think that's why it's hard doing a team. But
Yeah. Okay, so that's 0 points. Not doing very well so far, any of us. But the DNF
well,
category, Elias picked. He
ooh,
stayed with the Red Bull, and he picked both Sonoda and Verstappen to DNF.
he got one of them.
It did get one of them, but that was in the quali, right? So, I mean,
No, race. Sonoda
oh
crashed
wait, it
with
was.
Gasly.
It was. Damn, I'm thinking about the quali crash. Or
Yes.
the
Wait, did Sonoda crash in qualifying as well?
yeah, I think so. Or was it practice? No, it was. Yeah, it was practice. My bad.
No,
My
I
bad.
think I think he did crash in qualifying as
In
well.
quali? Oh,
Practice. Sorry, you're right.
okay. Okay.
Practice
Yeah.
and the race.
Yeah. A
Oh,
tough
I
weekend for
forgot.
Yuki. Damn.
Why did he say both drivers? He could have just said one.
Yeah, that would have been a point for you.
Yeah.
But he, as he said, he's a very he used some very interesting adjectives for describing how much he hates Verstappen.
Good. I'm on the
Uh,
same page with him. I like it.
all right, but that's 0 points. And for
Yeah.
my pick, I had Ocon as my DNF, and he did not DNF, so that's no point for me
No, he
either.
didn't. He didn't.
Okay, so pole position category. So Elias actually picked Charles Leclerc for pole position, and I picked Piastri.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh wow, you
yeah,
got it.
and he wasn't Piastri, so that's I needed that point.
Oh wait. Oh, was it Max?
It was Max by like 1/10 or
Ah,
whatever.
yes, like a 100th, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was tiny.
100th. Yeah, 100. Sorry, no.
Ah,
Yeah,
I thought you got Piastri then for a second.
I thought so
I
too.
forgot.
But that's no points for me and no points for you because he picked
Oh
Leclerc,
no.
unfortunately. So no points. And then the final one, which was the race top 6, where I went for Leclerc in P6 and he went for Russell in
Wow.
P6.
Oh, close.
They're very close, so no points there. And then we had P5 and I picked Russell in P5, which was correct
Wow.
actually.
Well done.
Yeah, I'm very happy
Yeah.
about that. And Ilias picked Piastri in P5, which was not correct.
Wow. No.
Not
Okay.
at all. But he
Where
had a
has he
very
put?
he had an explanation that the McLarens were going to struggle for some reason.
Ah, okay.
So, and you'll see why who else he picked instead.
Oh wait, does that mean he's going to put Norris fourth, please?
In P4, he picked Lando Norris.
Yeah. So
That's such a good prediction because that's a point. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
His logic was very, very fascinating, and then it actually came true in P4. So that's well done, Elias. Good job. So that's a point for you, and for me, I had Hamilton in P4, which was not correct.
Okay. No, unfortunately not.
And in P3, the podium, I picked Antonelli.
Ooh.
Very spicy prediction there. Unfortunately, no points, but I don't know. You can sometimes you kind of have to go for something spicy, which I did, definitely. And no points from me. And then Elias, he went for a kind of spicy one. It's Hamilton in P3. It did not happen.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, it didn't.
So no points. And in P2, he went one step further with this one. He got Antonelli in P2. Which was no points.
Okay. No.
And I went for Norris in P2. Also no points.
And P1,
can you guess?
He obviously didn't get right.
Yeah.
But have you predicted Piastri yet?
No, I haven't.
In that case, you have got it correct.
Yeah, for P1 I had Piastri. So that's 1 point for me. Well done. Very, very nice to have that in the bank account. And Elias, the delusion, he went for Charles Leclerc in P1, baby.
You know what? I like it. I've had Ferrari delusion all season, but this prediction, I might tone it down a little bit and try and get some points in, because does that close the gap up to equal, or are you one behind still?
Yeah, let's see here.
my math is right, is it 10-9?
So I had 2 points and you had one, if I'm correct. I think I've counted
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah,
Which
I think that's
brings
right.
us to a score of 10-9 to you. It's 1 point.
Yeah, okay. So, how many races are we in now? Is that a good six-ish races?
I
I
think this
think.
is the sixth race, yeah, in Miami.
So yeah, and then we're only 1 point away. So,
Very
ooh, it's
close,
close.
very close championship.
I was worried one of us was going to run away with it, but
Yeah.
no.
Well, you could have had maybe if Elias
Oh,
didn't go that route, but you can never
yeah. I
say
mean,
that it's a wrong path because you don't never know.
yeah. It is very hard to predict.
It
So,
is. But
and
I'm
uh, and he got Norris and P4 somehow. So
that's a very good one to start his first time predicting. So I have to say he did a great job subbing in for you, and
yeah,
let's see if we can maybe come back sometimes, some another time. You're not available or so, but
yeah.
for now you'll.
Yeah, me and him could team up one weekend and
Oh yeah, a little
maybe do the predictions together.
team up. That's I like that. Maybe I'll have to bring in someone from my side then.
Yeah,
Maybe your
a little
brother.
2v2. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Keep an eye out for that. It'll be a very maybe we'll make a little team up video in the future. But all right, there we have it. That's Saudi, the score as we go into Miami for this weekend. So now we move on to this week's Miami Grand Prix predictions. So first up, we have the biggest good surprise category. And Jamie, do you want to start with this one?
Ooh, let me start. Well, first of all, I would like to say this weekend I've got less Ferrari delusion because
Okay.
I'm slowly giving up. My biggest good surprise. Well, I've put some bets on this weekend,
All right.
so I've kind of trusted my bet. So my biggest good surprise is Alpine.
Wow. Wow.
But
Okay. Wow.
I don't know why. I've just got a feeling they've had a bad season,
Yeah.
and they they're just gonna have a good, nice Miami race, maybe points, maybe even double points. But realistically, I just want a nice, solid weekend. No crashes. I just want Alpine to do well,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll be happy.
Okay. Wow. Very interesting prediction for you, and I'm kind of laughing here because I-
No way.
I've gone for my biggest good surprise with Pierre Gasly.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Yeah,
it's same path kind of, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think as you say, like they had a horrible start to the season from their
yeah,
expectations going in, and I think that Gasly has actually been really strong from time to time so far, and I think he's gonna have a real good one here in Miami for some reason. So
yeah.
I went with him.
I agree.
Awesome. So that was the biggest good surprise, and now we move on to the next category into biggest flop. Should I start with this one maybe?
Yeah, go for it. Let's see what you've done.
I've I've not gone with the team this weekend. I've gone with the driver, and it is a world champion, and it is Max Verstappen as my biggest flop.
Ah, okay. Now, why have you went with Max Verstappen, Isaac?
Well, I think that from actually I've had some information from different podcasts and Formula One people, and that's kind of what I'm basing it on. I think in from what I've heard, the Red Bull will struggle in these conditions most likely. This type of track in very hot
I I,
conditions.
I have heard the same.
So that's kind of what I'm basing it on, and also I just think that he, I, I don't know, I think he, maybe because the car will
Drew one.
struggle, that he's gonna, lose his temper a bit, maybe once again,
Yeah.
and something could happen. I don't know, but that's my gut feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because I was talking about the bets I put on this weekend, and one of my bets is Max Verstappen to DNF.
Wow,
So I've also went with Max Verstappen to DNF for the
wow,
exact same reason as you. I don't think this track will suit the Red Bull. He hasn't had a DNF in a while,
Wait, so is
and
this your biggest flop or the DNF?
uh, both.
Both. Oh,
Yeah, both. So I'll just get it out of the way now. I'll do both now just to get it over and done with. Max Verstappen is my biggest flop and my prediction for DNF.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Heavy on the Verstappen flop train
I've,
here.
I've just got that feeling similar to you about biggest flop, but I've also went with DNF first. So
Hmm.
that is my reasoning, and now you can tell us your DNF prediction if you'd like.
Yeah, well, I've not gone with Verstappen for this one, although he's gonna have a poor weekend. I've gone with a rookie this time, and it
Okay.
is in the team that you had as your good surprise.
Oh
It is
no,
Jack
no,
Doohan
no,
to DNF. So
no.
if your biggest good surprise comes true, mine probably won't, and if mine comes true, then your won't. So
Yours definitely won't.
that's a very competitive prediction because one of us
Yeah,
can
yeah,
have a point here.
yeah. e- Exactly. That is.
I don't know why I picked
I
him,
feel.
honestly, but
I think Jack Doohan's been put into the season with so much pressure,
mm,
and he was at risk of losing his seat straight away.
yeah,
He's had a few crashes, but I think he's done well. I think,
yeah,
considering all the pressure, I think he's done well. So I really hope he doesn't crash.
yeah. For his sake, yes, I agree with you totally. He's done a solid job in his conditions, like his, the pressure, and I don't know. I mean, I'll be happy for him if he has a good performance this weekend.
Yeah,
But I do think that he could maybe have a moment, or I don't know if the car will be to his liking this weekend with conditions. So we'll see
yeah.
if he
No,
manages.
I agree. I agree. I think that's definitely possible. I think that's probably a safer prediction than Max Verstappen. He he's a rookie, obviously,
Yeah, has
and
he driven here before?
not that. No, I don't think so. Unless F2 came here, but I can't remember F2 coming here.
No, I don't think they have.
Um,
Hmm.
no, I know F1 Academy is.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
right. Yeah, yep.
yeah, F2, I don't believe so. So I don't think he's driven at Miami.
I
So no, I
so
just
no
carry
rookies have driven here before. Is that right?
on. I think that's correct.
Hmm. That could be interesting as well.
Yeah, I think it's a fresh track for a lot of the rookies, and with only one practice session as
I was
well.
gonna say, yeah, that's a factor to have in mind. With one practice session, sprint weekend format, maybe he won't be able to set up the car correctly, and yeah, could go from there.
Yeah, it'll definitely be tricky, but it's not a really difficult track, which is the one positive.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It
Yeah,
it's not like a Monaco or Azerbaijan or Jeddah, for
really, the
for
only
example.
the only tough section I'd say is the chicane part before the
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
That could be a tricky one,
The
but
start of the last sector is a bit tricky, but
the rest of it is pretty simple.
yeah, yeah, agreed.
So speaking of the sprint format for this weekend, we will also naturally have sprint predictions as well. Just
Yes.
like we did in China for the sprint, we will have sprint pole and sprint win as our two new categories for this weekend. And you can go ahead and start with your sprint pole for this. I'm excited to hear what you have.
So I think it's going to be one of those weekends where a certain team is very, very quick. And I think Lando is going to stop bottling it in Q3 or SQ3. I think Lando is going to be back on pole position for the sprint.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Lando. Lando getting his thoughts and mentalities, mindsets in a good place, and
Yeah,
he can
yeah. I mean,
definitely go on and.
I think I think he definitely needs it,
Mhm.
to say the least. He struggled.
Yeah, and
There's no.
we haven't really spoken about it, but Piastri is leading the championship right now,
Yeah, yeah.
10 points ahead of
Piastri's
Lando.
driving a solid season. Um, he's simply doing great actually.
Yeah.
And Lando's not driving like a world champion. There's mistakes,
Yeah.
too many mistakes, especially in Q3.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. He's got to find a way to not make mistakes if he's going to be able
yeah,
to challenge. Because
yeah,
Piastri is not
definitely.
doing any mistakes right now.
No, Piastri's driving brilliantly.
Yeah. Did you see that overtake on Hamilton?
Yeah,
Piastri's in
yeah,
that that was insane overtake.
yeah. It was good. I mean, he had he had much fresher tires, but most drivers I think would wait,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't have time to wait, and it was
Yeah.
quite a crucial overtake actually. It was a very good overtake, and it was important too.
Yeah.
So
It
no,
really was.
Piastri's driving very very well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He is for sure. So you went for Lando Norris in sprint pole, and I've gone with a
I
different
did.
driver. I've gone
Okay.
with a Mercedes this time.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's actually George Russell to get
Wow.
sprint pole. And I don't know why, but I mean he's another driver that's been really, really strong so far this season with the car he has. And I think maybe the sprint pole has, it's different condition different what's the word? Different preparations, only one practice.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if he finds the right car setup and that he can go on and grab that pole position by a small amount, maybe just 100th or something.
Now, I actually really like this prediction. I was going to really go big on the Mercedes this weekend
Hmm.
because they have good straight line speed and they like setting up their car to have good straight line speed as well.
Yeah,
And Miami's got two long straights,
that's right.
um, so I was going to go Mercedes for that, but I checked the weather. I thought it was going to be hot, and Mercedes don't really like the heat, so for that reason, I didn't go Mercedes. But at the same time, if they figure
Yeah.
out their heat issues just a little bit, then that could be a brilliant prediction.
So, all right then. And for the next category, we have sprint win. And should I start with this one this time?
Go for it. Go for it.
I'll
Let's see
go.
who you put.
This is I've gone with the guy who starts in pole because I think
Oh,
that the dirty air will affect the cars like we've seen before, and then I think the P1 is gonna run away with the win because it's a shorter one, and I've gone with George Russell for this sprint win.
okay. Okay. I I like it, and I like your reasoning about the dirty air.
Mm-hmm.
I think pole is obviously a good place to start, but a better place to start here than other circuits.
Yeah.
So for the same reason, I went Lando Norris.
Okay. Yeah. Pole to win. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that.
He needs that too, so he's gonna go
He
for that
does.
for sure.
He does.
So there we have it. That's our sprint predictions all set, which now brings us to the next category for the main race, the Sunday Grand Prix, and that's pole position for the race. So you can go ahead. Let me know who have you gone with in pole position.
So on pole position, I went with the man on form, Oscar Piastri, on
Wow.
pole, where it
Okay.
matters. I think Lando will make another mistake, or just not have the pace. I think Oscar will again take pole for the main race.
Okay, wow, very nice. So I do like your reasoning there, and I think I think I've reasoned the same way. I think Piastri is gonna have pole position for Sunday's race.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's hard to bet against. He's just been driving brilliantly.
Yeah.
Um, and I've just not got much faith in Lando at the moment. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, that is definitely an interesting one. Again, we went with the same. We have quite a few repeats this time. Maybe we're thinking quite a lot alike.
Yeah, yeah, it seems like it, and maybe we're totally wrong, and something else happens, and then we're
Yeah,
both in very big trouble. But
that is probably equally possible. But as long as we're both in trouble, then we don't lose
correct,
anything to each other.
correct. So now we get into the very interesting and fun race top 6 predictions for Sunday's Grand Prix. And in P6, I've gone with my biggest good surprise of Pierre Gasly.
Wow. P6 will be great. That's a brilliant result. I like that. And I haven't went with Pierre Gasly, even though I think that team's going to be biggest good surprise. That is very, very good. But
Yes.
I have went with Andrea Kimi Antonelli in
Okay.
P6. I think I've predicted him in P6 quite a few times, but I think that's round about where he is. I think it's
Hmm.
quite a safe bet. Maybe P5, maybe P7 for him, but I think around that area is racing how he races. That's quite a good result for him. So that's who I've went with P6.
Yeah. A very good, wise prediction because I feel like that's where he usually ends up.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I like
Although
that.
I quite like Gasly in P6. I think he is going to do good this weekend. So if you
Yeah.
predict that right, I'll be very impressed. But it might be possible.
That might be possible for your biggest good surprise as well. So yeah.
Yeah, true. And yours?
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. And now P5. Let me hear your P5.
So I would normally predict this gentleman higher, but
Okay.
he's not having the best season. He's struggling to adapt. But I went with Lewis Hamilton in P5.
Wow. Oh my
I know.
god. That's crazy. That's insane. I've also gone with Lewis Hamilton P5.
Oh no, not another one.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, so that's another one we have the same thinking. I mean, P5 would actually be I mean, kind
Yeah,
of decent result for Lewis because he's
yeah,
struggled
exactly. I
so
mean,
much.
P5 isn't bad. That's 10 points, valuable points.
Hmm.
Assuming Charles and the McLarens and maybe a Red Bull's going to be in front of him, that's maybe the best he can do. So,
Yep, I'll take that for Lewis this weekend. And
yep,
I mean, delivery is not helping really.
no, no,
We'll see if it goes faster. I won't pay attention
then
to
I don't
the
mind.
yeah
Yeah.
delivery. But anyway, let's move on to P4. And here I've gone with the sprint winner of George Russell. I think
Oh,
that
okay.
I think that you know P4 is solid for him. He has been on the podium, right? I think once, maybe did he go twice on the podium?
Oh, I
I think I forgot,
can't.
but
I think twice. I think he's had quite a good. I think maybe even 3 times. I think he's had a good season, but
yeah,
went kind of under the radar.
he is pretty. Yeah, he is under the radar. I'd say very very what's the word for it?
Underrated?
Underrated. Thank you. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, asking he's gonna pick up some solid points. He's still right behind the top drivers there in the championship as well. So like,
Yeah.
if he just continues to score some big points, who knows what could happen? Like, really. Um,
Very true. Very true. He is the king of consistency.
he is. Yeah. Right now. Yeah. So your P4. Who have you gone with?
So I originally had George Russell in P4,
Oh, really? Like, did
but
you
then I
change right now?
changed it. No, 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 no.
Okay.
I changed it before the recording, and I was thinking, if I'm going to put Lewis Hamilton in P5, I'm going to put Charles in P4, and
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to use
Okay.
that as an excuse to say maybe Ferrari aren't this quick this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So for P4, I went with the other Ferrari, Charles, and I think he is going to slightly beat out Lewis Hamilton um,
Yep.
this weekend as well.
Yeah, that's a solid prediction. I think that could definitely come true. He has a like slightly step on Hamilton.
Yeah,
He's a little more comfortable. Great podium in Saudi. That was a great performance.
it was. It was.
Yeah. So definitely that could definitely come true. Um so just outside the podium there for my boy Charles. And that brings us to the actual podium in P3. Tell me, P3.
So in P3, I went with your sprint winner, George Russell,
Wow. Okay, another podium for
to get
Georgie.
onto another podium. Yeah.
Nice. I like that actually. That's definitely not out of the question with the level he's driving at. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
And that's that's my reasoning. I think George is driving at a very high level. I think the car will go well here in the maybe not in the heat on Sunday, but I think the car will go well here either way.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with George Russell in P3. And who have you went in P3?
Well, first of all, I just quickly have to because I had a thought that we talked about the
Yeah.
dirty air, and I think
Yes. True.
so. If Russell pulls out a great lap in qualifying, because he's very fast in
Yeah.
qualifying, then I think we could see a pretty boring race, to be honest, in Miami.
Yeah. And I agree. I think this year more than the previous, the cars have got even quicker.
Yeah,
And we've had races like Japan, races like Saudi Arabia, where it's really, really shown that high speed corners or sectors with lots of corners really make it impossible to
yeah,
follow. Sector 1 in Jeddah and Sector 1 at Japan killed the race, and Sector 3 and Sector 1 in China are relatively similar.
hmm
Not China, sorry, Miami. There are long, big DRS zones, so maybe that helps, but I think following through Sector 1 is going to be difficult.
I think so too. And therefore, it's very possible, even with the warm conditions, that he can stay where he
Yeah.
qualifies.
Yep, I agree.
So for my P3 on the podium, it is gonna be one of the McLarens. It's Lando
Ooh.
Norris in P3.
Okay.
So he's not gonna
So
get the
which
win.
order do you have the top two in then?
Yeah, it's yeah. Who knows? Who
That's
knows?
what I'm interested in.
No, I've actually had another team, as you can figure out now, beat one of the McLarens, and that
Yeah.
is actually my boy Charles Leclerc in P2
Wow.
on the podium once again for Charles. And
P2 would be amazing.
yeah, I mean, I could have, judging by that, I could have put him as good surprise if that come true. But
Yeah,
you know,
true.
you
But
want to
I
spread
think,
your eggs in different baskets.
well, I was about to agree, but then I put Max to DNF and biggest flop, so maybe I haven't done my best bet at spreading the bets, but
I
and
mean,
I've betted on him in real life, so that's really, really hoping he DNFs.
so you okay? Yeah, you put all your eggs in the same basically.
Yeah. Which we'll see if that comes to fruition. But for my P2 driver,
hmm
I've predicted a certain somebody to miss out again, and I put Lando Norris on P2. Again,
Lando.
missing out on the win. You've got him on the podium. You've also got him missing out on the win,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think if we would have said that the McLaren was the fastest car this time last year,
hmm
Lando would have been top prediction all all the time. I would have thought, but
Yeah.
Oscar's just showing us that it's not that simple this year.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. They've struggled to like they've had to fight for the wins, especially in Saudi and in Japan. They didn't really execute that well. And
No,
I mean,
not at all.
they have probably the fastest car, yes, and they're very
Yeah,
good. But I feel like, um, I mean, when you talk about McLaren, they have expectations. I think they have to win both championships to for most people be seen as not a failure or like a
yeah,
very big
yeah,
disappointment. At the same time, I feel like you kind of have to go in with a bit of because obviously last year we had Red Bull in the same position. They won
yeah,
in the beginning, very like pretty much all the races, and
yeah. Very
Verstappen was
dominant.
ahead and all that. But then in Miami, this 1 year ago today or this weekend, McLaren, Lando won. They came back. They had upgrades. They had suddenly just flew past Red Bull with their upgrades and the car performance, and
Yeah,
then they won. They won the constructors
yeah.
championship. So I
No,
mean,
that's very true, and I think a similar thing's going to happen this year.
yeah,
You may have heard a lot of talk about Spain, where they're
yes,
introducing the new technical directive. Ferrari are supposedly waiting about that to see if they should bring big upgrades. Red Bull have a 2/10 upgrade package in Imola apparently,
hmm
which is so there's upgrades coming, and it's not the season's far, far, far from over. So
yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see
it is far
how
from
the rest of
over.
the season.
Yeah, I think you can in some cases you actually you can of course say that the team that is really strong in the beginning should win, but I don't think you can say that. Like we've
No,
seen team develop teams develop so good recently, especially McLaren,
yeah,
that
or
it's not out of the question.
yeah, or you can look at it from the opposite point of view and remember 2023 when Aston Martin started off
Yes,
with the second quickest car, and look where they are now.
yeah,
They're struggling to make Q2 almost every single qualifying session, which
yeah,
is a dramatic downfall in the same era of cars. So
it is.
it's
Yeah,
not that simple.
it's that simple for sure. So my point really being that it doesn't have to be that McLaren is doing a bad job in any way. I think that the other teams can do a great job instead to actually
Yeah,
come back. So yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, that
totally
out of the
agree.
way,
Yep. So we have the big important one to go.
we have our biggest one. Yes, P1 to get the Grand Prix win added to their account of wins. Who have you gone with?
I went with again the man I'm backing, Oscar Piastri.
Oscar Piastri. Nice. Is gonna
Yeah,
extend his championship lead then.
yeah, I think so. I know I've buttered him up very well throughout this recording, but he's just on form, and it's hard for me to predict against him until he gives me a reason to.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree. I've also gone with Oscar Piastri in P1. Um,
Yeah,
so I think, yeah, he's in his best form right now. I think, and he's very. I think he is in a good place with the car, and he's just so calm and collected, and he just drives and shows what he can do on track. And I really like his approach, and he's a
yeah,
great guy too.
I agree.
So
I agree. I agree. I think I've become a lot more of a fan of Oscar throughout this year, not because he's winning, but because of he's got a lot more screen time for winning.
mhm,
He's been shown a lot more, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Very nice, nice guy. So there we have it. We have our top six predictions locked in and ready to go, and we'll see whoever gets the most points, or maybe we get no points. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll
Um,
see.
we'll definitely find out on Sunday, which I'm very excited to finally have a race weekend again after 1 week off.
And how about the fantasy? Because we
Yes,
haven't had a look at that yet, have
we
we?
need a little fantasy rundown. So, our fantasy teams. Let's go over our Saudi Arabian fantasy scores and the teams we had in that race weekend. So, actually, we had a new guy topping the charts for after Saudi with a total of
Okay.
209 points, racing Kimi in P1.
Wow.
Very strong. Good performance,
209.
man. Yeah, 209, which was just about 11 points in front of you, actually, because you came in second
Ah, okay,
with
okay.
198 points, with a lineup of Oscar Piastri, Lance Stroll, Isaac Hadjar, Alex Albon, Ollie Behrman, and McLaren and Haas as your constructors, with Piastri being your
Hey.
double points. So obviously McLaren and Piastri did the heavy lifting there for you. Stroll did get
Yeah,
1 point. But
yeah,
yeah.
they did. They did. They did a lot for me.
But yeah, Albon with points again. Hadjar is doing a great job, I have to say, in the Racing Bulls, and Haas as well, pretty decent. So pretty strong there by you. Great.
Yeah, yeah.
fantasy
I
score.
am glad. I'm glad about this.
And I actually didn't finish as high as you. I didn't even finish in P3. I was not on the podium in
Oh,
Saudi. So team 999 0. What? Team 9900 in P3 with 181 points. And me, I finished in P4, just outside the podium, with a total of 177 points. My team,
yeah.
I kind of was hit by the Sonoda crash,
Yes.
which, yeah, it just ruined my fantasy score that weekend. I had Hajar, Sonoda, Behrman, Doohan, and Piastri as my drivers, and McLaren and Racing Bulls as my constructors. Piastri
Okay.
with the double points. The Sonoda call there was maybe not what I've liked, what I wanted. He had minus 17 points with the crash he had
Oh no, not
in the
good.
race. So very unlucky there, I have to say. If not, I think I would have maybe beaten you. I think.
Yeah, I th- I I think it was close, and what happened with Sonoda definitely affected it. So
Yeah, yeah. Minus 17 points because he had some. I think he got points for qualifying. But
yeah,
minus
yeah,
17 is that's hurt. That hurts a lot.
yeah, definitely does. And you making any changes to your team going into Miami?
I think I am. Yes. Um. So for
Don't tell me. But
no, I
good
won't
to
tell
know.
you. I won't tell you. But I can hint at least I will try to maybe have two drivers
Yeah,
uh, changed for this weekend. But we'll see what my
I like
budget
it.
actually allows because I
True,
haven't
true.
checked my budget yet. So we'll see.
It all
How about
depends
you?
on the budget. Yeah. So I have made changes. Don't have a look, but yeah, I've went all in for Miami. Let's say.
Okay,
I've got I think 200 points away from P1, so I need to do something big, and I've definitely done something big.
interesting. I like that. Maybe I'll have to do something big as well to challenge you with that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
If
We'll
my budget
see.
allows. I don't think it will.
Yeah, well, the one thing I will say is maybe I have used a chip.
Oh, spicy. I like that.
Yeah, I've only used one so far, so
I did use my limitless chip in China for the sprint
oh yeah,
weekend. Also sprint weekend, so that was my reasoning. I had a
yeah,
horrible one with both Ferraris DNF. Hello, or I mean
oh yeah,
disqualification.
yeah,
For your sake, I hope you can use your chip in a better way. But at the same time, no, because I don't want you to get any points.
yeah. Well,
So
fingers crossed we don't have a double Ferrari DNF anyway.
I any other team, that's fine. Not Ferrari,
Yeah,
please. So there we have it, our fantasy rundown from Saudi Arabia and our preview thoughts for Miami. If you haven't joined the league and you want to challenge us, then go ahead and click the link. I'll put it down in the description below. It would be a lot of fun if you challenged us in fantasy. So sign up for that now if you haven't already, and join our league, the Keski F1 Fantasy League. So I think there we have it, Jamie. We have all our predictions locked in, fantasy done, and we're ready to go for Miami.
yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. We've got these virtual bets on almost. I've got bets on a real life. I'm able to watch all of the race apart from sprint qualifying. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. It's in the evening this time, late,
It is. It is. Yeah.
you know. So I think I'll be able to catch all of the race sessions as well, which is very nice to have that. Not one of those early morning, early morning
Yeah.
sessions again. So yeah, I'm very excited. Maybe I'll have to go and play some bets as well, real life, like you did.
Yeah.
Maybe not
Trust me.
Verstappen DNF though.
I'm.
I,
Trust me. That's what's going to happen.
oh well, I mean, yeah, fair. I wouldn't argue if that happens and say it was a bad thing. So, but we have our everything locked in for and ready to go for Miami. Um,
Yeah. Looking forward to
so
it.
I hope you guys are excited as well. I know we are, for me and Jamie. And we'll see
Definitely.
if what Elias thinks about these predictions when he watches the video, and if he likes it, if likes your predictions, and if he
Yeah,
has maybe
well,
inputs and thoughts as well.
tell him I said thank you for the point in Jeddah.
I will for sure. And Elias, if when you watch this, you can maybe comment down below and let us know what you think about JV's JV's predictions this time.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, please leave a like. If you're new to my channel, and you can go ahead and subscribe so you won't miss out on any future predictions videos or on the driver career modes and other videos that I'm doing, and especially leading up to the F1 25 game coming up very soon. I'm doing all the reactions to the deep dives and the new content that we get from EA leading up to the game's release. So stay tuned for that if you're excited for the game. Jamie, that's it. You have
Yeah.
a final
Thank
thought maybe?
thank you for having me. Let's go on to the race, and well, hopefully my predictions have come true. Hopefully it's a good race for Ferrari outside of my predictions,
Mm-hmm.
and without being rude, hopefully yours don't come true.
Yeah, we'll see how close the standings are in our prediction championships after this round, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I wish you all the worst. All right. And once again, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next prediction video. Thank you. Goodbye.